Well, one of the criteria that the Bible invites us towards is to cultivate, the biblical phrase for it is the fear of God. The fear of the Lord. It isn't fear in the sense that you would cower or shrink away in terror or dread. It's not about tremendous anxiety washing over you that paralyzes you. The biblical presentation of the fear of God has to do with respect, with reverence, with a sense of awe, with the recognition that there is a God and He's not like us, that He deserves a unique response from us. Of all the things you can respond to in the world, the fear of the Lord is unique. In fact, there are very few things in all of Scripture that have more promises attached to them than the fear of the Lord. Now, my opinion, I've already told you this lesson is really written, I built it around Christians. My opinion, you could disagree with me, but it's an informed opinion. I've spent the last several decades predominantly interacting with the Christian community. And it seems to me that the fear of the Lord has diminished among the people of God. I'm not saying we've lost it altogether, but I don't think we hold it in the same place. I don't think it holds the same position in our hierarchy of decisions that it held. I'm not talking about 100 years ago. I'm talking about a decade ago. There's a passage in Psalm 111, verse 10. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All who follow His precepts have good understanding. To Him belongs eternal praise." The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. No matter how much education you acquire, how successful you are, what things you manage to achieve with your life, if you don't cultivate the fear of the Lord, you haven't taken the first step towards true wisdom. Maybe there's another way to approach it. See, the diminishment of the fear of God is seen in contemporary thought and attitude in all kinds of ways. I don't think we're conscious of the degree to which the messaging is coming at us, in which it's being reinforced through places of authority and power and influence in our lives. There's some things I can observe that we are less and less willing to be accountable. There's less accountability. We don't like that. In fact, the line that we hear attached to that is, "No one can judge me. Nobody has the right to judge me. Whom appointed you as judge over me? I don't have to be accountable. You don't know me. You don't know my circumstances. You haven't walked in my shoes. You don't understand what I have faced and what I've had to endure." And that's true. Nobody can know uniquely what it means to be another person. But in setting that aside, we've said there really is no truth, or there's no ultimate assignment. There's a second thing we hear. It seems to me we endure less and less personal responsibility. And the line that's attached to this is my truth. You don't know my truth. You don't know what it is to be me. So we've kind of devolved down into this place where there's here a truth and there a truth and everywhere a truth. And you just pick the one you like. The suggestion is there is no ultimate truth. And no one has the right to suggest that there is. Well, I would humbly submit to you that at least the presentation of Scripture is that there is a God, and He is sovereign over all, and that there is objective truth. There is truth that you can know. You can disagree with it. You may not like it. I don't always like gravity. I was stranded in the Newark airport a few weeks ago. I had an appointment in Murfreesboro. I'd given my word that I'd be back here for some meetings you all were having. And there was no airplane to bring me. If I could have clicked my heels together and suspended gravity, I would have flown home, I promise you. I was not happy about the constraints of gravity. Don't need no stinking jet. Let's fly. But the fact that I didn't like it and it made me angry didn't suspend its reality in my life. There is truth. There's a third thing I hear, that I observe, and it's this increasing sense of entitlement. I think more and more, in ever-increasing ways, we are aware that we're entitled. We have this sense, and the line that's attached to that is my rights. We know what we have rights to. We're far more aware of our rights than we've ever been in my lifetime. I mean, little people know their rights, and middle-sized people, and old, we know our rights. And people try to organize us around awareness of our rights. You know, we've been celebrating some things lately, the anniversaries of D-Day, and I watched that. I enjoy history and the lessons from history. I think there's a very slight chance we could respond as a nation. Because I'll tell you, storming the beaches of Normandy was not about rights. It was about sacrifice. And not just for the young people that were wading through the water onto that beach, for the families that they represented and the families that sent them. And We're more entitled than any generation in history. And the fourth thing I observe that seems to suggest the fear of God is diminishing is there's just a significant increase, and again, this is within the church community, in rebellion. And this isn't generationally labeled. It's about men, women, and children across all the age spectrums. Seems to me we are more rebellious than in any season in my lifetime of observing it. And the line that I have attached to this is, nobody can tell me I'm wrong. How dare you tell me I'm wrong? That's coming out of the church. Now, all of these are subsets of this notion that we are diminishing our respect, our reverence for God. That He is holy, and He is pure, and He is righteous, and He is sovereign. And His word is the authority in my life. It's less, there are fewer and fewer places that will tolerate those ideas. And if you don't embrace the fear of the Lord, if you don't build it into the foundation of your spiritual life, your foundation is fractured, and when the stress comes, it won't stand.